Good morning, everybody. Very good morning. Good morning. Now, my purpose of today's talk will be, I have chosen a small topic today where I want to talk about, often talked about, thing, but, I've seen people struggle with a very small concept called as multiple choice question. What do I mean by this? Now, in India, I would start off by saying that if you want to become a doctor, or if you want to, do post-graduation, or you want to go abroad and practice medicine in USA or in UK, what do you do first? What do you have to do first? Any idea? You have to write an exam. And so what is the pattern of that exam? It is a multiple choice question. It is a question where you have a stem and 4 choices. Now, I have seen over the years, people judge multiple choice question paper pattern. Judge means, some people will say it is a bad pattern, some people will say it's a good pattern, some people will criticize that why are we judging students on the basis of multiple choice question, but nobody actually tries to dissect what is required for this kind of exam. Now, to make sure that we are on the same pitch and we understand each other well, I also want to draw to your attention a series of suicides that happened in the recent past where some people who were medical aspirants, they struggled with the idea of an MCQ. And I feel if somebody can actually tell them this is the basic that needs to be done, probably they would struggle a little less. Now, I can be over with my part by saying that okay, this pattern is not good, okay, but it is the pattern of the exam. So if you have a dream, you have to appear for an exam, and somewhere there are some tiny things that you need to do to get through this exam. To begin with, I will put a question to you. What do you think is the most difficult question in the world? What do you think? What is most difficult to answer?
What is the question?
Question is that? Any other idea? Is it a medical question? Engineering question? What do you think? I presume most of you are doctors or medical students. So, what do you think is the most difficult question in the world? But trust me, most difficult question in the world is not an MCQ. It is to understand what a woman thinks. I struggle with it all the time. So trust me, whatever I'm going to teach you today is not as difficult as it is understanding what women think. Okay? Now, to begin with. Now, I started my life from a very average school. From my school, people were not, becoming doctors. They were not becoming engineers. There were nobody who could do well in MCQ exams or competitive exams. People around me always told me that you will not be able to do well because you're from an average family, average school. You will not be able to do it through this kind of exam system. Everybody used to say there is a very vague pattern to the exams, and they said it is obscure. It was like opaque. People said in exams they're asking things that you cannot understand. Then it seemed, it's kind of a secret thing that some people know, some people do not know. And I was an average student, average school, average person, average family, and I was not supposed to do well in any competitive exam. That is where in my class 12 I started working on a small idea, and I call that my 3-step formula to an MCQ exam. I call that, and these are very common sense ideas. I started preparing in class 12 using simple common sense ideas which I share with you today. I thought I would not do well in the exams. I was very sure that I would not do well in the exams, but I kept trying with my common sense ideas. And I gave my All India PMT exam. I had an All India rank 4 in PMT entrance exam in CBSE at that time. And my first response to my rank was I was shocked. Why am I average student like me getting a top rank in All India? And I thought maybe I'm a genius. I'm sure you must have felt like every time you see people getting a good rank, they say, I'm a genius. I thought like that. I entered the medical school, I joined Monala's Medical College, Delhi, and when I was doing my MBBS, I realized that I'm not a genius. It was very difficult to pass medical school. Can you guess the number of distinctions I got in my medical school? Nil, 0. I had no distinctions in my medical school. Number of gold medals they awarded me? None. Not even a pat in the back. Okay? No actually faculty member ever told me, you're good, nobody told. Then in internship, when I was in intern like some of you, I started preparing for the exam. Now I have to prepare for exam for post-graduation. So again the pattern of exam was MCQ. And again I felt I'm in the right territory. I started using the same common sense ideas that I shared with you today. And again I had already a rank 4. And that is where I realized that something I'm doing which some people are missing, because they're good students, they're better than me. There were more people in my college who knew more medicine than I knew. There were more people in my school who knew more physics, chemistry than I ever knew. But I could always get a good rank. So what is that formula? I'll share with you that formula today. So I will call that formula as common sense. And there will be 3 rules to it. Rule number 1. Rule number 1 is plant a tree. Plant a tree. Now this is what I used to call it at my time. This is a snapshot from my notebook in my medical school. What is so unique about this notebook is, I have a small topic written on the top, which is a disease. Then that is the trunk of the tree, and I have created branches on that disease. Okay, that disease is like tuberous sclerosis, it is autosomal dominant. These are the brain findings that you will have in this disease. These are the cardiac, renal. I've just taken a small snapshot. Now, I'll show you another snapshot. I'm good. Okay. I'll show you another snapshot. Okay. This is again a snapshot from my notebook, where I have created a pictomic, where I have a person in the center, a picture. I like to draw such men. And I have divided what will you see in the brain of this patient, in the spine of this patient, and what are the features that you will find here. Now, the rule number 1 is, I'll again explain to you. The rule number 1 is, you read text from theory books, but if you are going to appear for an exam which is having multiple choice, you need to convert that text into objective friendly material. You understand? This is objective conversion of text. That means I read from the book and I was converting into points. Why this is also important? Because in the end, when you appear for the exam, you need to choose from 4 objective choices what is the correct answer. If I read in a theory-like fashion, I'm supposed to, I am not able to judge which is the correct answer, but if I read like this, I'm able to judge better. So if you understand that the first step always is to convert theory into objective-based text. Now, second step, the rule number 2. This is slightly tricky to understand. To make sure that we follow what we're doing, I'll show you a question here. A 12-year-old boy presents with upward gaze palsy. MRI of the brain was done, revealed a mass in the posterior part of the third ventricle. What is the most likely pathology involved? Now I'll take you inside what happens inside my brain, and we will learn what is the second step. Okay? So whenever I see this question, my mind starts to think. So first I think this is the brain, okay, this is the brain, and this is the area of the corpus callosum. I superimpose in my mind ventricular system. Okay, this is all happening in my mind. So this is our ventricular system, and for those of you with medical background, you can see this is the lateral ventricle, a fluid-filled cavity in the brain. Don't panic if you are not a medical background person. And this is the third ventricle. And if I superimpose again anatomy, this is the area of the pineal gland. If I again superimpose important anatomy, this is a MRI, this is the brain, this is the tumor. Now, if I take you back again at fast speed, what happens in my brain at very fast speed is this, okay? Please see. These are different subjects. Now please see. Brain, ventricle, third ventricle, posterior part of third ventricle, pineal tumor. And I go back to pathology now. And when in pathology I learn that these are cells which are clear cytoplasm, glycogen-rich cells formed in the pineal tumor. What could they be? What could they be? Pineal tumor, third ventricle, posterior part. What do you think? This is pineal, this is colliculi. These are the tectal plate. So if that gets compressed, patient will develop. Colliculi are responsible for gaze. So patient will develop gaze palsy. Now I take you back again, look at the question. Now, so what I have learned over the years is that gaze palsy is when the tectal plate gets compressed by a tumor in the posterior part of the third ventricle, which is pineal, and histology would be glycogen-rich cells. What would they be? Germ cell tumor, germinoma. Now, why this is all important? Okay, I'll come to my second message. This is how you study in the medical school. In medical school, you have different subjects. In first prof, you read anatomy, then biochemistry, then you have physiology, ophthalmology, medicine, surgery. You're reading many subjects. But sometimes you forget, at the end of the day, the patient is going to be one. You have to learn the unity of world. You read in compartments because that is the ease of education system to convert education into compartments. But the patient is going to be one. Agreed? And the message that I want you to know is, what is a medical multiple choice question? What is it? It is an objective representation of a patient situation. You understand this now? Now, the second message that I want you to have is, please learn to connect the dots. As a doctor, as a physician, we have to be prepared for the moment of truth. What is the moment of truth? When the patient is sitting in front of you. So when I want to test you, or when an examiner wants to test you in an exam, what does he want you to see? He wants you to be able to handle the moment of truth better. How will you be able to handle it better? When you know how to connect the dots. So what does this mean? The idea is, we learn about cardiac anatomy in our first prof, we learn about cardiac physiology, we learn about cardiac drugs in the second prof, we learn about cardiology in the final year, and we start seeing patients in our internship. But you have to learn it is only one heart. So a person who gets a good rank is able to see the unity where others are able to see blocks. Is that understandable? That is point number 2. The third method that I want you to know, is of critical importance. The third rule of getting a very good score in any exam where they put a multiple choice question is, learn how to guess. So did you ever think that people who are doing well in the exam, they're guessing? Did you ever know this? Yes, they are guessing. And with all my humility, I am sharing with you today, I always got a good rank because I was guessing better. But I could never, admit it to other people. Because if I tell them I'm guessing better, they'll say, he's not such an intelligent fellow that I thought that he to be. Okay? Because I was getting a good rank does not mean I'm so intelligent. The only thing that means is I'm able to guess better. Now I'll show you an example where now I would want everybody to participate, irrespective of your background, so that we can see how we guess an unknown situation. What do you think? What do you see in front of you? Ocean. What is this? This is the quantum of knowledge available today. Okay? So if I convert it into medical, this is the medical knowledge available today in the world. How much do you think, in all humility, you can learn in a single lifetime? How much? This is ocean. This is what a human being is capable of. This is what you can learn in a lifetime. You cannot grab the ocean. You just understand. How much do you think a medical student can learn in a 5-year period? What is your idea now? Okay? Can you see a speck? On purpose, I have enlarged the speck so that you can see it from a distance. Okay? Trust me, it is even less than this. Now, once we understand, when we admit humility, and when we know that the knowledge available in the world is too much, do you agree? In any exam, there will be questions from here, which you would not be aware of. So what are you supposed to do with those questions? Guess. Let us see. So let me show you a multiple choice question. Question is, tissue harmonic imaging is a new update in PET scan, CT scan, MRI, ultrasound. And the time is running out. You need to guess. Show your guessing skills. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is how the time runs in the exam. Now. Okay, now please see with me. This is the skill that I want you to develop, and I want everybody to learn. Do not panic by the multiple choice questions. They are actually simple. This is the only pattern in the world where they write the answer in front of you. but they only confuse you by 3 more choices written there. But the answer is in front of you. How to guess? Easy. Divide the word into 3. Tissue. Tissue means tissue of our body. Harmonic. What is harmonic? Look at this. Harmonic is a principle that they use in sound, if you remember. Sound travels in harmonics. Okay? When did I read all this? School. Maybe in high school they told me sound travels in harmonics. But it stays with me somewhere in my subconscious. Okay? So when I see the question, and suddenly harmonic, I would do the word association, it clicks to me, harmonic is related to sound. Out of the choices, these are gone. I have eliminated the choices, answer is ultrasound. You understand? So do I need to know medical science to answer all this? No. But what do I need? I need a powerful subconscious. I need a powerful art of guessing. Now the idea is it so simple? Actually it is. I have seen people make it complex by do more and more effort, they study more and more, they put themselves under pressure. Now to summarize, these are the 3 things. If you are preparing for any exam which is having a multiple choice question pattern, be it civil services, be it Indian medical entrance, engineering, US medical licensing exam, the first thing to do is start planting trees around your notebooks. Learn to make objective friendly notes. This should be objective, they cannot be theory based notes. Second, learn to connect the dots. When you are a medical student, while you are in the medical college itself, the dots will look scattered. Trust me, when you're reading in first prof, you don't know why you're reading anatomy. When you're in the second professional, you don't know why you're reading pathology. But by the time you reach your internship, you are supposed to look back, quoting the great Steve Jobs here. You cannot connect the dots going forward, but when you reach a point, you look back, now you know, okay, that is why they taught me this in anatomy. That is why I learned this in pathology. And you're able to connect the dots. Third point, learn to guess. How to learn to guess? Every time you are seeing an unknown question, do not retract. I've seen people retract. They say, I don't know, I can't do. What do toppers do? They say, I don't know, but I want to do. And they start the art of word association. They break the words, connect the words, and most of the times you will be able to answer things from your subconscious power which you actually never knew before. That is the art of getting a good rank. In my final words, I want everybody to know, don't let a pattern of exams spoil your dreams. It is up to you. You can be critical of the exam system. You can say, oh, they are so bad people, they are asking multiple choice questions. Or you can learn the skill. The choice is up to you. But don't let the pattern of exam spoil your dreams. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best. Thank you.